Hello everyone! I said I was going to give a second video, and I'm going to give you that second video I promised you. A book review! Now this book review is going to be over the book Friar's Cross. That's my cell phone. It looks like this. Yes, I got it for discounted price. I got it for $6.97. It's a $16.99 book. $10 off. It's pretty good. Not gonna lie, I probably would have bought this book for full price, but I loved it. Do not get me wrong when I say that. I loved it, but the book's only this big. This was a cover page. I didn't actually realize who the author was until afterwards. Like, I'd seen the book before, and I'm like, sounds really familiar. I wonder why with the books that I have just finished reading. The same author, Lisa McMann, wrote the Wake, Fade, and Gone series. And this book actually beats them out in my liking for her. She maybe is a new author I look out for. It's about a group of students who live in a very, very small town. Now I say small town, I mean like they have a one-room schoolhouse still. And this is a more modern day story. It's about this girl named Kendall. She is the main character of the story. Goes through how she deals with her love life and relationships, and she has OCD, which is very hard for her to deal with, which causes her to be a very interesting character throughout the whole story because her OCD ends up being her saving grace through the whole story. There's a girl named Tiffany who goes missing in the beginning of the story, and they end up giving up on her. And it's about how the town deals with it after a second student goes missing. They don't know if it's murder, they don't know if the kids have ran away together, they don't know what's going on. Then you have Nico. Nico is Kendall's best friend slash boyfriend. Kendall doesn't like to call him her boyfriend because that means that she's putting a label on the relationship. With her OCD, she doesn't like to do that. So she calls them best friends throughout the whole story, but when asked, are you two boyfriend and girlfriend, she also says yes. Which makes her a very interesting character. Then you have Havent, who I didn't know how to pronounce his name until I looked it up on Google. It's not a very common name, it's a Mexican name. He is the new boy in town. Him and his sister Merlina come to town, and within the first few days, after Tiffany goes missing. And of course, they go to Havent's house, and they start harassing him, asking him questions, saying, did you have anything to do with this? Of course, he does not. The book centers around what happens after the second student goes missing. I don't want to give anything away, but I won't try to. But at the end of the story, everything you learn about what Friar's Cross is. It is the town name. Friar's Cross is a town with 220 people before people start going missing. And people don't know how to not text me. And it's just a story about what happens in a small town when people start going missing. And it's a very, very good book. The cover will make a lot more sense once you get through the book. What confused me is they start talking about, they'll have a chapter and then they'll have we. And I'm like, who the hell is we? And then at the end of the story you realize who we is. And you start going insane wanting to go back through here and read every one of them. So pay attention to those. There's also two major characters in the story. There's Hector, who is Melinda and Havent's grandfather. And there's Mr. Greenwood, who's the school's janitor. Both of them play a crucial role in this story, and you don't realize it till the end of the story. As you can see, it's half left. Yeah, they put little slashes on books anymore. Now, there's a funny story behind this book. I gave this book an A on my rating scale, which is a 5 out of 5. This book was a surprise. Like, looking at the cover and reading the inside, it didn't interest me. It really didn't. It was just kind of like, okay, I'll read it. Because it's Lacey McMann. I just finished her Wake Being Gone series, which I'll be doing a review over soon. But I'm like, it's not gonna interest me. I know it. It's not a book I'd read. Started reading it, finished it. I started reading it Sunday, and I finished it Thursday, but I hadn't been reading much of it throughout the week until I read it. I finished it at Thanksgiving. And, oh my god, the ending of it. I was on page 78 when I started reading, and I finished the book in, like, a few hours, because it was just so good. Now, there's a funny story behind this book. I don't know if you guys can see. I don't know if I can pick it up. You can see there's watermarks on my book. I don't need to do the cover. You realize why there's watermarks. My cat spilled pop on it. I wanted to kill him. The hard part of the book is fine. There's watermarks in here. You can see it probably here, all through there. But it's whatever. I finished reading the book, even with it being stained. I really don't care. It's gonna go on my shelf and sit there. But I really liked the book, and I gave it a 5 out of 5, an A in my rating system, and I hope you guys will read it too. It's a really good book, and it's not like her Wake Being Gone series, but in a good way. Not in a bad, like, oh, but she wrote that series too. You know, no. It's very, very scary. It's very good. It's very interesting. It keeps your attention. And you learn that little towns can have big secrets that they don't want anybody to know about until it's too late.